The call came one evening about a week ago. My sister had been ordering seeds online from Vesey Seeds located in Prince Edward Island. Included in her order were seed potatoes. Shortly after placing the order, she received an email that stated Vesey's would not have seed potatoes for the 2022 planting season due to a fungus outbreak. I checked Vesey's website and found all varieties of seed potatoes marked not available for 2022. Selecting a variety provided minimal information. This included out of stock beneath the variety name and this one sentence: potatoes not available for 2022 due to current CFIA guidelines and restrictions. This was new since I had been on the website a week earlier and this hadn't been there. While I had caught wind of P.E.I. potatoes not reaching U.S. markets, I hadn't heard anything about seed potatoes not leaving P.E.I. Digging into this, I dug up this headline at CTV News: Shipments of P.E.I. potatoes to United States suspended because of potato wart. It was posted November 22, 2021. The link to the article is below this video. The first two paragraphs read, following the recent discovery of a fungus growing on 2 potato farms in Prince Edward Island, the Canadian government said Monday it was suspending all shipments of fresh potatoes from the province to the United States. Meanwhile, the province's potato authority called the federal government's order politically motivated and warned it would lead to the destruction of hundreds of millions of pounds of good potatoes. While the article tells me the name of the fungus and that potatoes aren't crossing the Canadian-US border, it says nothing about why seed potatoes are not making it to Nova Scotia. This fungus poses no threat to humans who consume these potatoes, and because trade rules require the potatoes to be washed and treated with a sprout inhibitor, the decision by government to stop the shipments is illogical, particularly given the empty shelf disaster hitting grocery stores across North America. Digging a deeper hole, I found information on the Government of Canada website that further explained potato wart is a soil-borne fungus that can remain dormant in a field for more than 40 years. It reiterates the fact that table and seed potatoes were banned from entering the U.S. from P.E.I., but it doesn't state either were banned from entering Nova Scotia or the rest of Canada. We have to understand this through this statement. It was determined that additional measures were necessary to prevent the spread of potato wart to the rest of Canada and abroad. And then there's this statement. The order restricts the movement of seed potatoes from P.E.I. both internationally and domestically and introduces new risk mitigation measures for P.E.I. table stock and processing potatoes. From this, we can assume that table potatoes may still be available in grocery stores, or not, depending on the risk mitigation measures, but seed potatoes that are not sprayed to prevent sprouting and are destined for our garden are banned. The unavailability of seed potatoes directly from Vesey Seeds is part of a larger problem. Many of the garden centers in Nova Scotia source their seed potatoes from P.E.I. This means we may not find seed potatoes at many of our usual garden centers this spring. My hope is garden centers are preparing and sourcing other provinces for seed potatoes. In the meantime, what can gardeners do to take matters into their own hands? I'm compiling a list of Canadian seed companies that offer seed potatoes. You'll find it on my website. I'll post a link directly to the page in the notes below this video. This potato seed ban once again reminds me of how fragile our food system is. It's why I strive to be self-sustainable where I can. That includes with seed potatoes. I saved about 10 pounds of last year's harvest to plant this spring. I had planned to save 20 pounds this fall. Given the potential for a seed potato shortage, this may be more difficult than I anticipated. Have you sourced your seed potatoes for this spring? If so, let us know where you bought them in the comments section below. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, hit the like button and share the video on social media. To keep up to date with gardening magic, subscribe and hit that notification button so you won't miss an episode. Until next time, happy gardening. It was supposed to be a fun-filled 2 weeks of hiking rugged trails and gathering information for her next book, but all his plans were cut short, and she had to rush home to be by her dying mother's side. The only flight out of Summer Beaver was a small 4-seater plane that was chartered by wealthy businessmen from California. 30 minutes into the flight, disaster strikes, leaving Olive and one other survivor in the middle of a vast, unforgiving wilderness. With little food and autumn closing in, the clock is ticking. Winter is never far off in northern Ontario, and with limited supplies, they must take advantage of every opportunity to survive.